Right. So, but German, you see the stuff that's going on in Palestine is huge though. The fucking Libyans, like Israel is isolated, and like the whole world fucking.
Oh, they're gonna get their ass beat.
They're done. It's done. It's the beginning of the fall.
Though, because they're smaller
and everyone they're around in the U.S. Like, but it's all been one big war, right? You know, where Israel came from was the British manipulating the whole thing to get a base in the Middle East for the oil fields, and like when 9/11 happened, inside job for one thing, but like the another thing is there's no U.S. ground troops over anywhere, right? Do you know who really can, when it comes down to it, not who controls it, but who can take controls at a moment's, not a moment's notice because they'll be a little bit drunk probably. But the fucking IRA is deep, deep in the U.S. military, and they're good guys. And their best friend in their entire history was Muammar al-Gaddafi in Libya, and Obama had him shanked and fucking anally raped to death by Al Qaeda on meth, literally. That's the actual like established fact now. Destroyed the entire fucking nation of Libya, and I think the Clintons had just maybe forgot about the business he had, you know, the friendship he had with the IRA. So they like mocked him, and it was because he was gonna switch the currency over. But that was up front in the same war. They just utterly destroyed Libya, the shield of Africa. But then they were on their way to they had Syria next in their sights. The Russians intervened and backed up the Syrians, like they should have done for the Libyans. They backed up the Syrians. Say what you want to will about that, but it prevented the U.S. getting Syria, which would have given them the foothold of Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria to surround Iran, China's back door. They're calling these Palestinian people terrorists, right, Truman?
Terrorists.
Like first off, I don't have a problem with terrorism in principle. It's depending on how it's directed, and they're talking. Oh, well, they fire missiles, and sometimes they hit. Like, motherfucker, Israel herds the Palestinians into the Gaza Strip, the most densely populated area on the planet, and then carpet bombs the entire place. And then like it's just, but it's just so plain to be seen by the entire fucking world outside of the bubble of like stupid white people in America, Christians, who don't know what their actual religion is. But it's because there's a lot of money to be made. That's how Israel became a thing. Not because of the state of Israel, not like they were supposed to get a chunk of Germany, which would have been perfectly fine and good. But the British got to do their cruel English trickeries and shit, and they're like, wait, no, let's send them all. Like these angry, and these poor people who were like being gassed to death, you know, the Jews of Europe and shit. But the British sent them and they did the same to the Irish during the fucking potato famine. They stick them on the American, like the English or New English as in America, but stick them on the native America. And by the way, Irish people have been coming back and forth between America since 500 AD at the earliest. So there's a lot of history to actual history to uncover there. Columbus didn't do shit. He did do shit, but he just wasn't the first one to do it by any means. Neither was Leif Erikson. No, think about if the U.S. were to try and send ground troops. Where are they going to send them? What allies do they have left? Like NATO, like when they got stopped in Syria, that's why they went up and hit Ukraine. And Russia has won. Like the war's over. Russia unequivocally just won, and they were on the defensive. If you really look at it, they were defending themselves. The U.S. was fucking with them, trying to provoke them into a war, and they did, and they lost badly. Like and here they've hollowed out their economy. You know, it's our tax money that all went to the Ukrainian Nazis and shit to lose, as they should. By the way, when the Nazi government that I'm not going to even use that because that's going to be a distraction, but the Ukrainian government that took over with the help of the CIA in 2014, May 1st or I think it was May 2nd. They probably intended it for May Day, but lured the entire membership of the entire leadership of the Ukrainian trade union movement into a meeting that they're supposed to have. And then they just locked them all in and burnt them all to death. Like 400 of them. Like, that's a fucking fascist versus workers shit. But, if Jerry Adams is the like not he's 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 just a guy, but if he were to come in and say on behalf of the Irish Republic, which that means it's the Irish Republic is of the people, not the Republic of Ireland as in the land, which always has included more people outside of Ireland and inside Ireland, and also there's more Irish people who are black than there are white skinned around the world. Jacobites were taken as slaves to fucking Jamaica. Like it's fucking time. Like it took me minutes to really get that point of it that the Irish unequivocally support Palestine too. That's just a thing. And the Irish are the U.S. military at the end of the day. The U.S. Marines, you know, they're saying hoorah. They're children of the Republican Army. Oh, Ra, children of the Ra, the sons of the Ra, or like March with O'Neill. Like you're half Irish too. You got to get on this shit. The conquest of America started with the broken Treaty of Limerick with the English and Sarsfield's men, like wild geese.
Look at all that money.
Yeah, that's you got the English. English got a hold of your mind with that money too much. That's cruel English tricks with the. Oh, never mind. I thought you were gambling. Seacrest out.